Moving on from question 6 of the first passage of drill set number 4's reading comprehension over at lawhub.lsac.org, we see question 7, which is most likely to be one of the final two questions that you engage with in this passage. And we've got our main idea highlight sentences ready to go for reference if we need to. And we've got our highlight tool selected to mark the task of the question more specifically, which reads, it can be inferred from the passage that Brakel would be most likely to endorse which one of the following. So we will just highlight Brakel would be most likely to endorse. And we should know that Brakel's statements are all up top, basically. So if we just reread from our first highlight, we should be able to recapture what Brakel's position is. So these statements read, legal scholar S.J. Brakel believes that videotape yields less reliable testimony or lessens jurors' ability to assess witnesses' credibility. Witnesses, Brakel thinks, are better aware of the stringent truthfulness requirement and the penalties for perjury when they are actually present in the courtroom. Also, Brakel claims videotape cannot capture in vivid detail the whole range of cues associated with testifying. Paralinguistic cues such as tone of voice, cadence, and pitch, and nonverbal cues that include gestures as well as involuntary signs of nervousness. The fact that phenomena such as failure to maintain eye contact with a questioner, fidgeting, and an inappropriate tone of voice are considered in many cultures to signal deceit provides some anecdotal support for Brakel's claims. So we know that Brakel is basically saying, under almost every circumstance, that in-person testimony better than videotape because you could tell who's being truthful more accurately in person than on videotape. So we're going to go through answer choices, keeping that in mind and eliminating those that don't match that structure and potentially selecting one proactively that does. So starting with choice A, the needed testimony of witnesses who live a great distance from the court is videotaped in their hometowns to save the time and large expense of flying them in to appear in court. As soon as I see the phrase large expense, I should be able to eliminate this almost immediately. There's no discussion about expense, and it seems that S.J. Brakel is rather adamant about being in person and probably wouldn't care about the expense. So we can eliminate A almost immediately for that reason. Now, scrolling down just a bit to frame up everything else, we've got choice B. A local court establishes a policy dictating that if any witness testifies via videotape in a particular case, then all witnesses must testify via videotape in that case. Well, the S.J. Brakel would not want all witnesses to testify via videotape under any circumstances. So choice B, we can eliminate as directly contradicting Brakel's position. So then choice C, scrolling down to get E in full, we've got a local court establishes a policy whereby witnesses are given the choice of providing their testimony live in court or in the form of a written document. Written document? Well, no, he wants them in court. He doesn't want them to do something that maybe is even less capable of capturing these paralinguistic and nonverbal cues. A document's going to have none of that. So we can eliminate choice C as directly contradicting Brakel's position as well. Then choice D, a witness in a case who is medically exempted from giving live testimony asked to provide the testimony via videotape rather than in writing because of the witness's skepticism about the adequacy of written testimony. Written testimony? Well, no, it's talking about doing it via videotape versus live. So this written testimony is not going to be viable either. We don't even know necessarily Brakel's position on written testimony, which again does not have those same nonverbal and paralinguistic cues. And then lastly, choice E, a local court establishes a policy dictating that all witness testimony must be presented live in court. Well, Brakel would like that. Unless there are sufficient medical reasons to excuse a witness from appearing personally. Obviously, we'd have to define what these sufficient medical reasons are, but they're almost ancillary to this statement that witness testimony must be presented live in court, and all witness testimony at that, which Brakel would absolutely agree with, leaving us with the correct answer here of choice E. Thank you for watching this explanation video of a practice problem of reading comprehension drill set number 4 over at lawhub.lsac.org. If you enjoyed the tips it contained, please consider liking the video or subscribing to our channel to be alerted when new explanation videos are produced by MyGuru. Also, take a look at the description below because you'll find additional links to resources from MyGuru, including a set of full practice prep test explanations that are similar to what you just watched. And remember, as you prepare for the LSAT, it's supposed to be hard.